Impressed me when I personally have this association. It goes back very well to early 2000 in Srila Mayapur. Maharaj's quarters were where the GBC meeting offices there. It was once upon a time and fully equipped with kitchen. So he had a vision to expand this movement, and he has very mood of Srila Prabhupada to expand, but he was feeling a little restrained in Mayapur itself. Because there are multiple choices, but Mayapur was coming under a kind of constrainment by the then government, which is said to be communist government. One of their leaders, Anil Bishwas, he was very notorious. He was a communist, and he is from Nadia district itself. He is said to be responsible for the Muslim uprising in Mayapur in I think 79 or so, where there were some incidents and some violence was also there. And one of my godbrother was also hurt. His name is Bhakti Charu Swami, his disciple Ranganath Prabhu. During that time, Maharaj was very much, concerned. Not only how to expand, but on the other behalf, the communist government was coming very heavy on his scorn. They put up lens restriction for a religious organization. It should be only 200 acres. So there was a kind of flurry and fear. So they had to relinquish most of the land. During that time, the organization for TOVP was already underway, and they earmarked the area which was the backside of the present building. That corner was earmarked, and they made a big moat around it. So that was supposed to be the temple. Abhinam Prabhu was in charge. He was in charge of getting architectural planning and everything done. I know him since 1980, early 80s. So Abhiram, and they have the conception of this temple, Adbhut temple, but on the Sompura style. And they must have spent about a couple of crores of rupees in developing that previous plan, not just developing present. And it didn't work out. So, Bhakti Charu Swami was one of the members of the TOVP at that time. So that program failed because Land Ceiling Act came. So Mayapur has to let loose other acreages given to the devotees, who became overnight millionaire. They purchased in very meager prices, and all surrounding Mayapur area, except that part which was supposed to be considered for TOVP area. At that time, beautiful gardens and the fountains were there in front of the present temple. And they have to take a decision once that we cannot make the temple this way, but we have to utilize the garden area in front. There were objections, and the whole atmosphere was coming as an emergency. It became unpleasant, right? But regardless, the efforts of the senior devotees also, and Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, that if we don't have a choice, but we have to make the TOVP. So the early start of TOVP began where present temple is under construction, right in front of the TOVP. But during that time, Bhakti Charu Swami said to be a united effort. He was keeping good liaison with Amrish Prabhu and others, trying to cooperate the best way. But he was feeling constrainment with it. So I was also regional secretary for North India, outside Ujjain and Indore, both in Ujjain. But somehow or other, to all of our surprise, Bhakti Charu Swami came ahead and did the dealing with the collector of Ujjain, and he was able to succeed to acquire a significant amount of land. But in the choicest, all of a sudden, this is happening, because he wanted to establish his devotees also engage in services. So he had a master plan to develop Ujjain. You wouldn't believe when he declared in ICC meetings where we were all attending them, he declared that he has acquired this land and he has chosen Radhanath Swami and himself to be the co-GBC and completely carved out a big portion from Gopalkrishna Maharaj's zone. Everybody cooperated because it was such a quick move. That surprised me. Oh my God, And when it was passed in ICC meeting, and within 9 months, a child is not born. The whole Ujjain project came into existence. We went for groundbreaking as well as opening. So within 9 months, he created the whole structure and establishment of all his disciples. Of course, many became good friends with all of the devotees. They are very sweet, just like carrying on the nature of Maharaj. But such a thing even surprised Jayapataka Maharaj. Jayapataka Maharaj said, "Why didn't you tell us? We could have given you something in Mayapur." But Mayapur is in turmoil itself. How can it allocate? Now, I think this is more than 10 acres, 2 patches. One was promised to make IT park, and another the temple complex, guest house complex, and the Brahmachari ashram. I haven't seen that many brahmacharis in any other center except in Ujjain. Ujjain was very famous, so many brahmacharis. And, we have to attend them, giving special classes. So, because I was the regional secretary for Indore, so it also became, accessible to, Ujjain became accessible to. So, Maharaj would be always cordial, He would be there, he would house anybody and everybody, his daughters, he would take very good care. And the guest house was first class. We still go, but we change the same flavor. One time, when I was engaged in making Fiji temple, I took all the mothers, Guru Smarna and Gita Kete. They came to India specifically to talk to Bhakti Charu Swami. So we all traveled in the train and reached Ujjain. And Maharaj cordially invited, and we had a meeting while eating. While eating. Bhakti Charu Swami is Bengali. Sweetness, where does it come from? That is from his food, the way he takes it. He takes a bowl of ghee and pours in on the rice and make a lump like a laddu and pop it. Very peculiar. And he doesn't have any other ailment or heart problem or anything. He's so much vibrant. He will run around. He established Ujjain temple within 9 months and surprised the entire Indian intercontinental committees. Indian Continental Committee, ICC. That is the real surprise, making Ujjain. So Maharaj has ability to gather all the disciples, and I learned from them. Then depend upon your disciples. You don't have to go anywhere else. They are all resourceful. So the island project is also dependent upon the disciples. And it works out, I remain always enthusiastic, and there is the reciprocation from the disciples. So that becomes the big source for performance. And Maharaj was thinking as an entrepreneur to invest in so many different ways where money can start coming, As an investment venture, I never saw any sannyasi doing anything like a big corporation working. But Maharaj is employing his skills, right? In the beginning, when I was hearing the stories how Radhanath Swami and Bhakti Charu Swami, they came hitchhiking all the way from Germany. You know the story. Oh God. Do you know the story of that too? Oh my God. It's quite a bewildering story. Hitchhiking. No money, but from Germany all the way back to India. So, that requires courage. A very committed courage. And none were initiated. Both Radhanath Swami and Bhakti Charu Swami, they were not initiated by that time. But they came hitchhiking as if they well-to-do families, their children who were on the, hippiedom type of living, and they decided to reject everything and anything like a big mendicant. And without money they will travel. Who can travel from Germany to India without money? But they did it, hitchhiking. So when we hear the stories, oh my God, I said, these are extraordinary personalities. We appreciate our God brothers by their adventures. How much risk they have been taking. And such risk made them accountable and trustable, trustworthy to be dependent. So their experiences give me a lot of values in the life. Of course, Tamal Krishna Maharaj was another one. He made a great impact on me too. And in Fiji, the funny thing was there. We were 3 gurus. Bhakti Charu Swami is a guru in Fiji too. And Krishna Maharaj is and myself was there. And we used to sit down together and give what we call the initiation in one bowl. All together, one after another, they come in front. Of course, I was the most junior of all of them. But still, the spirit of co-working is very important. And such examples, put a big impact in our lives. So always try to be remaining within the circle of God brothers, and develop that confidence. So you will get empowered by following in their footsteps. So these are some personal experiences. I was very fond of the artwork in Ujjain temple. And I was taking photograph of that Rasa Leela painting in the main temple hall. And Maharaj said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Maharaj, I'm taking these paintings and I want to make a 3D presentation." I said, "Go ahead." And I did it for Fiji. It is a painting, but it has to be formed in 3D and put underneath the dome. I never knew how to put, and the craftsmen in Fiji, they are what we call angutha chakme, illiterate. They are illiterate. To work with them is completely mind-boggling. I became very angry to one person when we sent a huge door for the temple, which has fulcrum on the end, and both should go. One should go in the upper level, a big hole. I think it's almost 8 inches hole, and it has to go under, and another should go. So the door, heavy doors that can be opened in that. But I reached a little late to Singapore, and the carpenter happened to cut off one leg. And I became so angry. Do you know what is this? Why did you cut off? I became really angry because how can you replace it even? It should be in one piece. It cannot be joined even. Because the entire weight of the door will be dependent upon that falcon. So I said, they require, uh, guidance from every step. But then they got completely serious, So similarly, I had the whole dome was structured with 3D painting of that Rasilila, and they have to be assembled by climbing up about 25 feet, scaffolding, and then put. I don't know how these workers did it. They may be looking like urchins or unknowledgeable, but when they do the job, it surprised me that in Fiji you can get this kind of work done. So our temple in Singapore became very completely different, extraordinary than the other two temples. People were always talking to me, but none of my god brothers even talk. Only Vasudeva, our elder GBC, the local devotee, would say, "Oh, Maharaj, why are you making so big temple?" I said, "Where is the big? We have only 2,500 square feet of area. There is a ditch on the right side, there is ditch in the front side, there is ditch on the left side. And there is a big rock at the back. Only we can grow up. So therefore it is 5-story high. Those who have seen, you can understand. But when Bhakti Charu Swami came to see, "Oh, you did it. You did it. 3D from the Rasilila painter. Where did you get?" I said, "The same that we are hiring the craftsmen, the murti makers, in Mayapur, in Krishnanagar." So we just dealt with that. So anyway, when Abhay Charan series came out, Maharaj brought some copies to Fiji. Then he gave me one. I said, "Maharaj, can I have another one?" "I'm giving you one, that is good enough." I said, "This is for some special person. I'm willing to pay." He said, "No." "Okay, take it." So he gave me 2 copies. Otherwise, only 1 copy was available. So anyway, the personal situation also occurred that we had only one sannyasi group in Suva temple, and both of us were friends. So they could not make separate arrangement. So we had to stay one night together in the same room. I was carrying my deity, Radha Shyam Sundar, and Maharaj said, because the deities are there, we have to stay in a very strict situation with family. We have to respect the deities. I said, "Maharaj, I'll make them sleep." I said, No. I said, they will be there during daytime. But then I saw some restrictions should be there, in the same room, the deity, and if we are sleeping, Maharaj was saying that this was not good. So somehow another room became available and I moved out there. So otherwise, just like proper etiquette between the devotees has to be maintained the standard. Maharaj was the first one to start the Vaishnava etiquette courses, and I still have his monograph that he would say everything on the basis of Hari Bhakti Vilas. So much, and nobody was preaching. Maharaj started. So that is quite inspiring, and I still have good, a full-fledged curriculum on Vaishnava etiquette. So Maharaj was exemplified for Vaishnava etiquette. His Vaishnava etiquette is not like Vaishnava etiquette shown by our foreign senior godbrothers. They are very casual. Maharaj was reserved. He was friendly, but reserved friendly. He would not just simply laugh out in assembly of godbrothers. He would be reserved. He will smile, of course, but he would not show his teeth. And that is also in a Vaishnava behavior. So Maharaj was personified Vaishnava in behavior, and is teaching by his own example others how to be proper. So all these are lifelong impressions. The last we worked together was during New York court case, where previous administration wanted to sell off the building because it's no profit. 69 million. We purchased that property in 400,000 only. That many years back, I'm talking of 1979, 80. And now in this year 2017, 17, the court case was going. They were getting 69 million because the prices of real estate became very, very dear. Everybody was purchasing wherever and making big hotels. And our Skimmerhorn temple, which is still there right now, we were thinking that Prabhupada would not allow. The GBC did not allow to move it. Yet, because of allurement of so much money, there was another division of the devotees. They wanted. So court case was going on between the devotees. All right? And Bhakti Charu Swami became the chairman on the side of opposing. We had to file the affidavit because I joined from New York. And I also became a trustee on the Long Island ISKCON, where the temple property was purchased. So we had to file the affidavit. And we were preaching. We were a team of devotees preaching and informing the public that without the sanction of GBC you cannot sell the room. One time GBC gave me permission to go there, but at that time no money was being talked about. And of course, they wanted to expand, but without proper provision to obtain a similar property that can be transferred. There was no arrangement for that. So why should he do this? So that permission was withdrawn. And for the second time, when 69 million were supposed to be offered, the permission was rejected. There's no way. Rather, going will stay. So they went to the court, and we were dependent. So it went on to such an extent that the court case was going on months together. And we were going back and forth to reach, take the congregation into confidence. And ultimately, when the result came, we won the case. So Radha Govind is in the hands of devotees. And they were thinking real estate is not a cup of tea for ISKCON. Because you do not know how to negotiate even. And Prabhupada was very, very careful right from the very beginning. When ISKCON of New York Inc. was the first and foremost corporation Prabhupada made, he was very clear. He instructed Brahmanand and others, then stalwart associates of Srila Prabhupada. Do not commit, do not put money in front. Prabhupada said. And yet, mistakes that carried on. And ISKCON has to suffer. In 1975, we had a big court case. There were two actually. I didn't know Bhakti Charu Swami at that time, but he was also mostly confined in Mayapur. He was not GBC at that time. So he was not involved in the initial aspect of New York. But there were two court cases. One was brainwashing and kidnapping charges to lump ISKCON as a cult, which is very pejorative. And at that time, cults were completely hated by Westerners, especially coming from India. Such highly religious organizations, they duped the people, local people, Americans. So they were not happy. But another court case was devotees' carelessness about leaving the temple abandoned, even though the lease agreement is on. The Italian owner, set fire to that building and claimed punitive damages on ISKCON. So at that time, we had to pay upfront $50,000 as damage charges. And we have to raise overnight. Who would give loan to ISKCON? Nobody. But we had early members of ISKCON, life members. And one of them was the manager, general manager of State Bank of India, Park Avenue branch in New York. He was our life member. So he saw the pitiable condition and he said, I can give loan, but what is the guarantee? Then we were together in life membership. We were all working outside. So he gave us the idea that 17 of you life members, give $3,000 guarantee from your bank account and present it to me. It's only a verbal guarantee or written guarantee. That's good enough. And we have to raise it overnight. So I was involved heavily in 1970, before even my initiation. So we won the first case, which was brainwashing. We won. Because Prabhupada said, devotees have no other help other than Krishna. We should depend upon Krishna. You present all my books to the judge's table. Let him see and let him examine, and then decide the judgment. And that's what we did. Prabhupada won. The judge gave so much important judgment in the history of ISKCON that no other judgment is comparable to it. The judge established in the judgment the authenticity of ISKCON. So Bhakti Charu Swami, when he was involved again in this court case of selling of the building, we said we should depend upon Krishna. We do our duty and let's see the result. And we won that case too. So, like father, like son, Bhakti Charu Swami was leading us, one of the great sons of Srila Prabhupada. And by his enthusiasm and handling the leadership, is very well known. Maharaj was so enthusiastic at the end. He took so much risk, even though he was told not to go during Corona time. He went. He went. So, whenever I go to Florida, I visit Gillen, where Maharaj Prabhupada took 75 acres of land. He had so many ideas to develop this. But Krishna willing, it may take shape by somebody's dedication. I met one of his caretakers, American body. He told a lot of things about Bhakti Charu Swami during the last stages because he was present there. Actually, he also got corona, but he was admitted in some other hospital and Bhakti Charu Swami was in some other hospital. And it was quite a tense situation. Even his caretaker needed to be taken care of. But Krishna willing things, happened. And such a personality of leadership and Vaishnava character, when he leaves the planet, it is for the betterment of the movement. He has empowered so many of his disciples. Bhakti Prem Maharaj, he's a very good friend of mine. He would always invite, keep class to this brahmacharis, and we have to take it very, very light-hearted. I even give classes in the land property, because at that time Maharaj was there. Others may not know, but some of the intimate interactions. Now, Bhakti Charu Swami put up this temple construction projects for the household worship, the singhasans and other things. They are very dear to me. In Corona, they ran out of the supply of gold leafing. And Rajvidya Prabhu and myself, we were brought up in giving them gold with them. So there are interconnections still going on. But the idea is that the devotees are, very, very enthusiastic to continue the legacy of Bhakti Charu Swami. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Bhakti Charu Swami. Hare Krishna.
His Holiness Veda Vyasa Priya Maharaj ki jai.